Hey folks, it's Ken Compton from Home Inspector Startup and Growth, and today I'm here with Lamar Steen again, and we're talking about re-inspections of your original inspection work. And one of the things about it is we hate re-inspections at Southern Home Inspection Services. They're nothing but a big pain in the neck, and we can't stand it. Lamar, what did you do about re-inspections in your home inspection company in Alaska?
It's the same problem, that of course re-inspections are expensive in terms of what it means to you, because instead of going out and doing a regular inspection, now you're out doing an inspection or re-inspection that you're not getting your revenues out of.
Right.
At the time I was doing inspections, I was getting an average of $265 Ken for my inspections.
Okay.
Which at that time was a pretty good
that's
amount.
good.
It's been several years ago, but I could only charge $75 flat fee for my re-inspects.
Wow.
So here I had $265 versus $75. That was not a good deal.
No, it's not a good deal for the inspector.
Well, it's not a good deal for the company, and so basically I work with good agents. I just wouldn't work with bad agents. Well, what I found when you're working with a good real estate agent, they understand that.
Right.
And I would talk to them, say, let's work with the client a little bit, explain to them what the inspection process is, and talk to them a little bit about how to go about doing, quote, a re-inspect or make sure the work's done. And I'm sure you do some of the same things, Ken.
Yeah, we do very similar. What we try to do is we encourage our inspectors to talk to the clients that says, hey, with these items on here, you don't really need a re-inspection. But if they insist, then what we do is we charge $195 an hour. We bill 1 hour minimum, 15-minute increments over that. Then what we do is before we go out on a re-inspection, we actually make them tell us the exact items they want re-inspected. Because we're not going back out and doing another inspection. We're re-inspecting those particular items. And if they don't furnish us a list, we don't go back out. Okay, a lot of times what we can do too is we'll sneak in between two inspection slots to try to get a re-inspection in, which then is very helpful. So we charge $195 an hour and we bill in 15-minute increments after that. It makes it a little less painful, but we try to discourage all re-inspections. One of the things that we hate about re-inspections is the work is almost always done in a substandard manner. Okay, and then what happens is, or not at all, and then they're arguing about it, and you're caught in the fray, you're the bad guy because they didn't do it. I mean, I had a re-inspection on an LP siding where the guy was supposed to fill the countersunk nail heads, and he was going to paint the exposed fibers, and he was going to do all this other stuff. We didn't do it. Now they're at the closing table, and he hadn't done it. So closing stops. Okay, so I go back out there a second time, and he hadn't done it again, and then he's really confrontational with me about it. So then I had to just get out my flashlight and say, hey, is it done or isn't it done? Don't be barking at the home inspector. Did you do it or didn't you do it? And then it came out he hadn't done it. And the house didn't close, until he got it done, and it was a big mess. So we hate re-inspections, so charge a high fee for re-inspections. If they don't want it, don't get it. But I want to follow up on a point that Lamar made a minute ago about selecting your agents, and this goes back to what we were talking about earlier. If you have the right agents, and you can train them, they do understand it. They will tell the client, hey, you don't really need any re-inspection from the home inspector here. It's expensive, and we have receipts from contractors that made the repairs. So you can train your agents and manage the expectations that way a lot better. If you have agents that cause you a bunch of trouble, give you a bunch of grief, don't want to pay, get rid of them. Replace them with agents who are better.
Oh, yeah.
And I think if you take one or two things away from this video clip segment is, if you've got agents that are causing you a bunch of trouble, get rid of them. They're not worth it. So replace them with somebody else. Look at the agents that you enjoy working with. And look at the ones that give you the business and the transactions always go smooth, and get more of those into the firm.
Well, like you said a while ago, Ken, it has to do with expectations. Because early on in my business, I was doing several re-inspects a week.
Oh, wow.
But because of my change in doing some of the exact strategies you used, I went from doing several to just one every now and then to almost none. So It took some time to do that.
Sure.
But I worked my way through my good agents. I explained to them what the issues were. They understand revenue. Believe me, real estate agents, because they all work for a commission.
Exactly.
They know money, and the good ones are not desperate. They're making a lot of sales. That's the reason I like working for them.
Exactly.
They're not desperate. They don't need every sale. They want that customer to be happy.
That's right. And I want to just give a quick word to newbies too. A lot of times when you're new, what happens is you'll try to be over helpful. Okay, so you'll offer a free re-inspect. Oh, don't worry about that. I'll come out and re-inspect it. You know what happens? That costs you time and money. And at $4 plus a gallon of gas, and gas is not going any cheaper, the fact of the matter is, to your time and your expenses, you cannot afford to give anything away in the home inspection business. Don't be giving it away. The fact of the matter is, set your policies right up front. Be friendly. Be positive. Here's our re-inspection charge. If we need to come back out, which I don't think we do in this case, but if we did, it's $195 an hour, whatever you select as the business owner. Because we actually try to bill $100 an hour in everything we do through our inspections, re-inspections, and all. So Don't sell yourself short. Re-inspections are just a tough nut. You don't want to get into it if you don't have to. Clearly don't offer it for free. So, okay, this is Ken Compton. Thanks for watching this segment, and we're going to see you here on the Flip video in a minute.